turn right. At the light, turn right onto Middlebelt Road.
Oh, Rick.
What?
It's Thursday.
What?
It's Thursday.
Yes.
That means tomorrow's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to Friday. Getting Friday over with. Then we can have the weekend again.
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to do this weekend?
I don't know what we're doing this weekend.
In 5 miles,
thinking of-
turn right onto West 9 Mile Road.
Doing some gardening. Get the gardens all fixed up. Go to Lowe's and get some wood chips for the garden. What do you think?
Good idea.
You like that idea?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know if all these people are turning left. Hello. Hello.
Yellow.
What up?
What's going on, man?
Oh, just driving all over town.
Yeah, what are you working on?
It's doing the half of the consumers list that's over on the west side. Manny's doing the half on the east side.
Okay, nice.
What are you doing?
Well, I closed out those jobs for Nick, and then now I'm over on Southfield doing some of these ADA audits. Until I got to meet with DT at 9:30 to walk some segments. But it's going to be interesting walking these segments over here by Southfield because, dude, this whole neighborhood got destroyed yesterday. There's trees down everywhere.
Oh, really?
But yeah, like there's a couple blocks where there's trees down, like blocking the entire like street. And
Yeah.
like just driving up and down certain streets, there's just branches and limbs everywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah, Manny said that he was pulled over to the side of the road and power line came down right in front of him.
Yeah, Andrew said the same thing when he was
No.
in Garden City.
That's why I met Andrew.
Okay, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. It was wild. I was over by Lawndale and like got out of the car, went and like I got these Monument box tops yesterday, so I went and put one on. Like when I got out of the car and walked to the corner, it was still like it was getting cloudy, but it was still like light. And by the time I put that box top on, turned around and started walking back to the car, it was like pitch black. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So I like pulled around and like pulled onto like one of the side streets and tried to park like away from trees because it came through fucking hard and fast, and like there was like a big branch that fell not like on the other side of the street from me, one like down the street in front of me. It was pretty wicked.
Yeah, I was driving at the time and it was hard to see.
Yeah, that's why I just stopped driving and pulled over because it was so windy and just I couldn't see shit down there. Like, all right, I'm just gonna park for a second to eat my lunch. And
Yeah.
but yep, and then I got to hang out with Ryan until fucking 7 o'clock.
Why is that?
Did you see that picture I sent you?
No.
Yeah, I sent you one last night when I was still out there. Well, at like, I don't know, like just before 4 or 3:45, I got a call from him and Nick, like basically asking about the Finkel job that you went, like that was assigned to Major that wasn't even excavated yesterday.
Yeah.
I think that was one that we tried to locate like a month ago, and we put it on hold because Andrew went there, couldn't get locates. Dylan went there, couldn't get locates. It was just interference every time we tried to go over that street cut. So then it probably got put on hold, and then all of a sudden, I could hear Nick like, well, we got to do something. So they were like, can you send a scouter there? I'm like, no, John was driving down Finkel at the time. I was like, I'm like 2 minutes away. Like, I'll just stop by there. So I stopped by, and they did like a street segment gas boxes in all the corners.
Yeah.
Dude, I hooked up to six different gas boxes, and I couldn't get a reading on the main, like across the street there. And then I couldn't get a reading from the service. So then Ryan showed up. We started hand digging next to like the meter, found the line like almost 2 feet deep with no tracer wire. Then we started digging into the actual street cut while we were waiting for the crew to show up. And we basically dug like 3 feet into the street cut, cold patch, stone, clay. Didn't find anything. So then the OCG crew showed up, and they started like basically like kind of like tearing into it a little bit, like with the breaker, not breaking anything, but just like moving around the cold patch.
Yeah.
And then like slowly took out the curb, and then slowly chipped away at some of the like concrete. Dude, there was a chunk of concrete underneath the asphalt that they excavated yesterday that was like 24 inches thick. It was fucking crazy, dude. I'm like, holy shit, dude. That's like 2 feet thick of concrete right there.
What's it from? Can you tell? Was it part of the street?
It was part of the street, like underneath the asphalt. So like, but it was weird because they like took that chunk out, and then like the other side of the street where it was next to, you could see it was only like 8 to 12 inches thick. So it's like, I don't know, I don't know how they poured that little area like so thick, but yeah, so we basically stayed there until they had it excavated enough to where Ryan felt safe that they were going to hit a gas line.
Never saw the gas line?
Not in the street cut, nope.
What about the mound one?
I'm not even sure. Nick's in that email he sent earlier said to check the mound one and the Finkel one, because like I think we just had our guys basically there to excavate it, and then I think Major was going to pour it today.
The mound one, they're not going to be able to pour the whole thing today. That's an ADA.
But yeah, I don't know. So no clue. But yeah, I got home like just before 8 o'clock.
Plus, I think that mound one's going to need traffic control. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We're going to have to figure something out.
So you had a fun night.
But yeah, nice 13-hour day.
Yeah, that was nice.
And then Ryan, of course, he's like, you don't have to stay if you don't want to. You can go. And I'm like, I'll stay. It's fine. He's like, no, really? I'm like, how would it look if you tell me to go and I just go? And he's like chuckled a little bit. I'm like, plus Monday wasn't a paid holiday for me, so I need to get my hours. And he goes, oh, it wasn't a paid holiday for you? I go, nope. And he just kind of like turned around and then walked away. I wanted to be like, yeah, then why don't you get some leverage here and give us paid holidays out here?
All right. Yeah, that's freaking ridiculous how they screw us every chance they get.
Yep.
And then they make us sound like we're not working hard enough. We need to do 3 other jobs while we're doing this one. I did a couple of audits yesterday, and then I had there was one up in, a couple up in Birmingham, so I had to stop by and get something from my sister who's got a salon up in Birmingham, so I figured I'd run by there, grab that, do the 2 audits. I get to the first one, and it's 1 flag of sidewalks, the forms are still in, freaking barricades still up. And I said,
when was that one finished?
It was like 7 days ago, 8 days ago.
Jesus Christ.
It was 23rd, 24th, something like that.
And it's still not fucking cleaned up. It's ridiculous.
Well, I figured, it's probably the only one up here. I figure I'll just do it. It's 1 flag of sidewalk, so I had freaking 5 bags of topsoil later, and freaking washout. I had to try to pick that up because it was all stuck to the grass. And got that all picked up. It took me like 45 minutes just to get to that one.
Jeez. It's never a dull moment.
No, it's not. Plus, like grass seed I used, it's probably 2 years old. I don't know if it grows.
Well, I mean, if it's a consumer's job, they're supposed to have soft service people that'll come back after, like, the forms and stuff are pulled and cleaned up.
Are they? I thought we still had to do the...
I mean, I think on consumers, we still do, like, the backfill, but I think they have, like, a separate company that does
Oh, okay.
the soft surface once everything else. And at least that's, I'm pretty sure how it went with the consumers last year. I thought we just had to, like, pull the forms, backfill it, make it safe, and then, like, they had, soft surface of their own, but... Maybe that changed.
Oh, you might be right. Because I know we don't do, there's no soft surface jobs for it, but I thought we still did the back, the soft surface around for the backfill and stuff, but maybe
Yeah. Mike, I'm always right, Mike. Come on.
not. Yeah, probably more than I am.
Nah, I don't know about that.
None of us are more right than Rick. Right, Rick?
That's true.
Right.
Are you ever wrong?
No.
I didn't think so.
I know, and then he texted me about an address this morning. Like, he screwed up the street name, but I could recognize the actual, like, numbers. And it was one in Taylor that I went to and tried to close out, but couldn't. Wouldn't let me add measurements. Andrew went there, tried to close it out, wouldn't add measurements. Put that info in the email, talked to Mark about it. And this morning he's like, can you get this closed out today? And I'm like, do you mean Pine Street? I go, and I called him and I'm like, yeah, I was there and tried to add measurement. Like, we've tried to close it. I told the PAs. I'm like, but when I told them, they were just kind of like, he's like, yeah, they don't have any fucking sense of urgency, and it pisses me off. He's like, all right, I'll take a look at it. Because I think it was that approach that me, you, and Brennan were at, like, in February in Taylor. And then I think, like, I did it as concrete. And then I think they, like, talked to the homeowner, and they were going to do it in stone. And then I think, like, they got approved, like, a price to do it in stone. So I don't know if that's why it wouldn't let me, like, add the approach measurements. But I'm like, yeah, I'm not driving over to Taylor to do this again.
Do this. 2 of these jobs so far, I've done like 5 jobs for these consumers. 2 of them have been duplicates. The one that was a duplicate was we had just finished it like a few days ago, and I don't know what the hell they did. I don't know how they could pour this and think it's gonna be okay, because for some reason they did the cold patch, or not the cold patch, the asphalt for the road first, which they shouldn't have. But then the concrete guys get there and they pour the concrete, leave it, because the asphalt goes into the area that was excavated for the concrete. It kind of, when they rolled it, it kind of pushed up into it a little bit. The concrete, they poured it like 2 inches short. So
No shit.
Now there's like freaking gaps of like 2 inches on the ends, where you can see all the way down to the dirt.
That's ridiculous.
I'm looking at it thinking, I didn't see who the crew was, but I'm thinking, who would do this and think this is gonna be okay? Nobody's gonna complain about this.
Was it something we did?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what crew did it. I have to look.
It was probably OCG. I mean, if it's consumers, I'm pretty sure Rico's crews have been doing all consumers. Nobody else has, so.
Yeah, I'm sure that's who it is. But it amazes me that they would think that this is going to be okay. Nobody's going to complain about this. I'm not going to get any shit about it. It's like,
Yep.
fuck you. I would look at that and think, I can't leave this like this. I'm going to get bitched at.
Oh, absolutely.
But they seem to think it's okay.
Yeah, they do it. They try and just figure, okay, maybe it'll just slip by. Nobody will notice.
I mean, unless we're missing a bunch of shit, which I don't think we are, I would think we're catching them on just about everything. With all the audit shit that we do and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be nice when we can start getting back to audits. I mean, it looks like Andrew, I just texted him about checking one of Nick J's jobs. He said he's heading down river now to start some more audits. when I looked yesterday, there was like 900 plus jobs that were closed in May. I think we have like 400 left to audit. I think we've gotten through like 529, and there was like 400 left.
Yeah.
So when I get a chance, I'm going to try and start doing some street audits, like Monica, Stouffville, Elmhurst.
Yeah,
Southfield.
Monica's all cleaned up. It's ready to go. That's the one I took all the forms and barricades out and everything, and I was getting ready to go back and audit it. And
I think
I got pulled
I
off.
think you got your streets. I think you got your streets mixed up the one day when you called me and told me that they had yellow barricades on Monica.
No.
Because I drove by it the other day, and it was Santa Maria had yellow barricades going up and down, because I think Q3 had that street.
Oh,
'Cause
maybe.
I drove by Santa Maria, and I drove by and I wasn't sure what street it was. I was like, oh shit, he's right. Monica's like, what the fuck are they doing? And then I drove a little bit further, and I'm like, wait, this is Monica. That must have been Santa Maria. So
Maybe.
So, but yeah, I mean, I got walk with DT at 9:30. I don't know how many. I have 5 segments to walk with him, but I don't know how many we're actually gonna get done. And then I gotta walk another segment with Mario at noon on Grandmont over here. And then I gotta reach out to Edgar, because he's got like 3 or 4 segments of like over by Livernois that they just gave him. So I'm gonna try and walk those today as well.
Those little small ones.
The small ones. The small ones I walked on Monday or Tuesday was literally 4 street segments, and there were 6 total jobs between them. And then, but the ones that Mario has, or that Edgar's getting, are basically by that Berlin game that I walked with Jacoboni the other day.
Yeah.
There's 2 of Tuxedo and 2 of Webb. So they gave him 2 Tuxedo and 1 Webb, and I called Nick and I was like, can we get this other PO for Webb? Because it's pointless to only walk and do 1 segment of it when the first segment is like 3 meter patches and that's it. Like, I don't understand why we didn't get a PO for that one.
Yeah.
So he said he reached out to Andre through text and email, and then he told me just to walk it with Edgar, because we should be able to get it. So
What's Andrew's doing audits?
yeah, he's going downriver to do some audits, just because he's gonna have to check on that, I think Lincoln Park or Taylor, whatever that charter one is. But yeah, I think he's just working through some audits. Dylan, looks like Nick's got him. He's going to be locating like around meters for like bollard jobs, I think. That's what he sent him that list of.
Okay. Oh, God. My freaking back is still tight. I don't know what's up in the middle of my back. I don't know why.
Yeah? Did you have a little fun last night?
It's been freaking hurting for half a week. And when I have fun, I don't move. I just lay there.
I thought my comment just went way past you. You didn't even weren't going to say anything.
Well, I was right there.
Oh, that's funny.
Alright. Oh, here we go. Another church.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to check some of these. Check the remark list, too, to see if they've added anything to it. Nope.
Okay. All good. All good at
All
on
good.
that end. So we got like
What's that?
we got about 400 audits to do.
That's what it looked like when I checked it. When I looked at it yesterday, I mean, Andrew did some, you did some, but yeah, it was like right around like 400 left for the month of May.
Okay. As soon as I get done with these, I'm almost done. I think I've got 2, I think, in Livonia that I got to do, and then I'm done.